On Truth Social, Donald Trump put out the message, Save Rudy. And Rudy Giuliani on Twitter retweeted someone saying hashtag Save Rudy. Now, if you haven't been following along with the case, Rudy Giuliani was found in contempt of court twice in a single week. And he's currently up against the clock where he needs to sign that he admits facts of the case, or he could be fined and possibly jailed. And during all of this, Rudy Giuliani has tried really hard to get permission to attend Donald Trump's inauguration instead of court. And every time, the answer has been no, and his attempts have backfired. So my assumption was, maybe Rudy told Trump he's going to go anyway, because Rudy Giuliani has told the court that Donald Trump getting inaugurated is a once-in-a-lifetime event, even though this is the second time, and that he needs to go. He deserves to go. I thought that would be it. Maybe a third contempt was coming, and they're preemptively expecting him to get jailed, right? So I looked at the case and found out that maybe there might be another, and yet again, completely unrelated, another contempt reason. Let's take a look. Plaintiffs respectfully submit this letter to notify the court of a filing defendant Rudolph W. Giuliani with the clerk of Palm Beach County of a purported notice of homestead, a true and correct copy of which, along with the envelope transmitting it to the plaintiff's counsel, is attached here to as Exhibit A. The notice was recorded on December 30th, 2024, mailed that same day, and received by plaintiff's counsel on January 7th. So Rudy has been trying to claim homestead in Florida so he doesn't have to turn it over. But the argument is he hasn't been living in Florida for all this time. He's been living in New York where he records his show and has only recently gone to Florida to try to protect the property. The notice purports to invoke Mr. Giuliani's rights under Florida Statute 222.012, which provides that a person who is entitled to the benefit of the provisions of the state constitution. I'm not going to read all of it. They're just basically reading what it is. In addition to the numerous other defects, Mr. Giuliani's notice is not authorized by 222.012-4 because it does not describe any contract to sell or commit from a lender for a mortgage on the Palm Beach condo. Nor could it, as Mr. Giuliani has long been subject to a restraining notice that forbids him to make or suffer any sale, transfer, or assignment of or transference with any property in which he has an interest, including the Palm Beach condo. So basically, he can't do this, is what they're saying. And Mr. Giuliani is also subject to a clear and unambiguous order of this court to which he consented. Defendant shall have no right to and is hereby enjoined that he shall not sell, dispose, or transfer, transfer, will, lease, assign, sublease, encumber, or grant any right of tenancy or occupation of any kind, contingent or otherwise, to any person or entity, or attempt to do so, or any of the foregoing, or take any action that would diminish the value of the Palm Beach condo. Further, to the extent that there's any validity at all, Mr. Giuliani's notice would violate paragraph 2C of the court's order, October 31st. So they're just listing out, here's the date, here's him violating orders to file this, right? At all times prior to the entry of an order, including the Palm Beach condo, among the properties subject to the receivership order, any and all persons claiming any interest in or any interest relating to the Palm Beach condo, including but not limited to defendant and his agents, any person or entity acting in concert with him, are enjoined from commencing any action or proceeding against the receivers or with respect to the Palm Beach condo in any form. That should be enough to stop him from taking any action to interfere with, impede, or frustrate to any extent this court's jurisdiction to determine any party rights in the Palm Beach condo or validity of the defendant's claimed homestead exemption. Right there. They have got it clear. They've got him. At the very least, Mr. Giuliani has evidently attempted to violate paragraph 2 of the court's October 31st order. Plaintiffs maintain that Mr. Giuliani's notice is without effect. However, to protect their rights and out of an abundance of caution, plaintiffs may seek some form of relief under Florida Statute 222.014 in the Circuit Court of Palm Beach County by the 45th day deadline to do so, which expires on February 13, 2025, Accordingly, this development underscores the need for expeditious proceedings in the above captioned actions. So, Rudy Giuliani may have committed another contempt of court. He may be found in contempt again. But also, this makes the argument for them to try to get this done quicker. So any attempt of Rudy to say, oh, here's a reason we shouldn't have court on Monday, the 20th of January 2025, is basically killed because they need to actually get this done. Another case of Rudy playing himself is what it looks like. I'm understanding why they're going with hashtag Save Rudy. Because Rudy looks like he's just done following court orders and is probably going to end up in jail. I would not be shocked if Rudy is in jail on the inauguration day. And what's so funny about this is, if you asked me a month ago, I would have said there's no way, right? But he's gotten so blatant now that I think he might. I think it's realistic. I didn't think he'd ever see the inside of a cell for just not following court orders, but I could see it now. Now, with that being said, there is another case, how do I want to word this? Not a case, but a person. I am kind of waiting out, because I know it's going to get bad, Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell has had some court problems. I'm just putting it here at the end for anyone still tuning in. Mike Lindell, I've decided not to make a video on it yet, and there might be in the future, so you might hear this again. He just lost a big case for over $700,000 because he simply didn't pay for the shipping of his goods, right? Trump won the election. This doesn't solve Mike Lindell's problem. Mike Lindell is still Mike Lindell. Businesses still don't want to deal with Mike Lindell. It's not fixing it, right? And if anything, what he was getting attention for no longer matters for the next few years. He'll probably start trying to grift off of the 2022 elections pretty soon, I expect. But I don't think it'll have the same effect. I think that he got what he wanted in a way, but I don't think it's helping him. I think his businesses are going to still fall apart. I don't think his pillow business can really go back to anywhere like it used to be. I don't think there's recovery for the company, and I would not be shocked if it all collapses. And this isn't even taking into account, right? I'm just talking if there was nothing else. He's got massive lawsuits against him by companies for, I believe it's billions of dollars, right? They're not going to let up. He's going to go to court. I assume he's going to lose because these are the same people that Fox News paid out, right? So I expect he's done. And it feels at this point that Mike Lindell is clinging to the last bit of relevancy he can. And if he were to get a position in the Trump administration, I would not be shocked if he shutters all of his businesses. I wouldn't. I could see him shuttering all of his businesses, and maybe I don't think he would take a deal, but basically try to set himself up with some form of income from Trump and just coast that out as long as he can. I don't see any other outcome for Mike Lindell. He's trying some things like changing the name of his a business and stuff like that. I don't think it's helping.